Alright guys, this is how you get the starter kit up and running. Go to the Git repo, clone it in your favorite Git tool. Once it's cloned, make sure that you got that, and then just open it up in Visual Studio Code or any editor. You could even use PowerShell. You could open up the terminal, and let's just follow the readme. First command is yarn. So this it's equivalent to the npm install. It'll install all the dependencies and get you up and running. The next task, once that is done, is we'll create an environment.local file, and so it's all up and running. So let's start a new file, .nv.local. Go back here, copy this. So at this point, from your Content Hub team, you should have gotten the endpoint URLs for your GraphQL endpoints and Sitecore Experience Edge. So take those, put those values in there, and then I will show you how to create the API keys in Content Hub. Once inside of Content Hub, go into Manage. Inside Manage, click on API keys. Here it will list all your API keys which you've already created. I should have a few already in there. This is basically a test instance at this moment. I'm going to go ahead and create and then make sure it's delivery, create, and I cannot stress this enough. Copy this key and keep it somewhere safe. Once you close this, there is no way to get it back. So just be careful. Let's create another one for preview. And then select preview, create, and then copy again, store it in a secure place before closing it, because once you close it, you can go into these, but you can only change the name. You can't really get the key back. So just be a little bit careful of that. So I went ahead and added my values. Obviously I cannot share those, but once that is done, you are set. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Will set up the hooks for check-ins. So every time you check in, you run through a set of checks to make sure everything is straightforward, nothing's broken. Go ahead and run the yarn dev. So the next part is kind of interesting. So I'll set it up and then we can take a look at it together. So I want to show both of these together. So the first thing I wanted to show is that we're pulling recipes, and if you're using a demo instance, you'll have recipes, blog posts, white papers. But what I wanted to really show is we have only one recipe, and I actually had to make it progress through the workflow in order to publish it. But I only have one recipe in the published final state, and based on the criteria set up for recipes, only when they're in the final state are they pushed to the Sitecore Experience Edge. This one, as you can see, is in the to-do state. This will not be available on the delivery network. So I know that for sure we have one recipe item in the published state. There are a couple which are not in the published state. Why that's crucial is that when you first go, so this is what we got, again, what we pulled from the starter kit. You can see that I'm not doing quite many things, so I just have a link to our site. This link goes to the GitHub repo, and all it's doing is I just use the base next app, so I haven't created anything new. It's showing the published instance, which is only one, as you can see over here. Now if you wanted to see the rest of the items, we've enabled preview mode. So if you can go to preview mode, and that will enable preview mode. I'm going to go back to the home page, and when you come back, you can see that I'm seeing 4 now. So the ones which are not in final state as well. We also, I mean, you could get really fancy with the preview modes to auto redirect based on a slug, but this is a very simplistic way. Now, if I exit the preview and go back, as you can see that I can't really do much, like nothing else is happening. So I'm going to go back into the preview mode one more time. And see if the preview is actually working. So let me make a change to save. Hopefully it's available. If I refresh this right now, you can see that the preview has been changed instantly because we're in the preview mode. Again, if we were to do it in the delivery mode, right now there's only one available. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to approve this one. So you can see that we should still see 4 over here, but I will exit preview. And then when I go back to the home, I should see 2, which I do. So this, this is how you could use your preview. You could set up multiple environments so that it works really well in your favor. I hope it's useful to you. I hope you guys can add, more on top of this. The base, do pull requests. We'll be more than happy to accept it. And then let's make it like a good base for everyone to start off with. We've used quite a few things in here. So if you look at package.json, there's quite a lot of things. The more you get into it, it gets easier. But what I would say though is in our solutions, we use a lot of TypeScript interfaces to strongly type the data coming out of it. This one is a fairly simple demo. We wouldn't do it this way in our own solution, but we just wanted to quickly get out an example. Most of these queries will sit, under the API. They're specific to specific types. You're basically getting your navigation, your page data. You also have to use get static paths in order to define different pages in your site. So maybe at some point we can probably build a site on this and expose it so that you guys can use it. Again, I really hope you guys can use it, and just give us your feedback. Thank you.